10 Ways to Upgrade Your Life When You First Get Money. As soon as you start making money, the pressure to upgrade your life comes at you from all directions. Ads and influencers on Instagram make it seem like everyone else is spending a fortune on fancy clothes, luxury vacations, and expensive cars. Get caught up in that pricey vortex, and you'll quickly find yourself with little money left over for necessities like food or rent. But upgrading your life doesn't have to mean buying a new Audi, taking an expensive vacation, and blowing your savings on designer clothes. When spending your first few dollars as a young adult, think about how those purchases will impact the rest of your life. When you first get money, it can feel like the sky's the limit. It's your chance to make big changes in your life and upgrade from that small apartment or second-hand car you've been struggling with for so long. This new financial freedom gives you the chance to make the life you've been dreaming of a reality. This is a great time to think about how you spend your money and what sort of lifestyle that leaves you with. The earlier you start thinking about these things, the easier it will be to keep on track later on when things get more expensive and harder to manage. Here are 10 tips for upgrading your life when you first get money. Welcome to KennyGold Luxury, where we share everything about luxury and assist you in experiencing the lifestyle of the wealthy. We classify the world's priciest goods and take a peek inside the homes of the richest people on the planet. Let's get started. Double-check your budget before you buy anything. If you haven't already, it's important to make a budget and try to stick to it as soon as you start making money. It's easy to think that now that you've got some cash you can splurge on everything you've ever wanted, but that's a great way to put yourself into debt. This doesn't mean you can't buy anything new at all, just make sure you aren't spending more than you can afford to. There are several ways you can make sure you stick to a budget. You can write it down on paper, set up an online spreadsheet, or use an app to keep track of your spending. Buy a small kitchen appliance you've always wanted. If you've been living on takeout for the last few years, it's easy to want to go out and buy a bunch of fancy dishes and kitchen appliances. If you've never had the cash to buy nice things for the kitchen, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you need to spend a bunch of money at once. Keep in mind that you don't have to go out and buy everything at once. You can take your time and purchase things as you have the cash to do so. If there's a small appliance that you've always wanted but never had the money to buy, start there. If you're always making small purchases like this, it's easier to stay within a budget than if you go out and spend a bunch of money at once on furniture, appliances, and decorations all at once. Go to the salon and get your hair done. It's easy to think that the first big purchase you make when you first get money should be a huge purchase, like a car or a trip to Europe. But those kinds of purchases are hard to maintain and require a lot of upkeep. Instead, think about the things that would make your life easier and more convenient. For example, if you've always had trouble finding time to do your nails or visit the salon, now you have the money to do so whenever you want. If you're someone who always wears nice clothes but has never had the money to get your hair or nails done, this is a great way to upgrade your life. Buy yourself something nice, but don't go crazy. If you've been living on ramen noodles and cheap coffee for years, it's easy to want to go out and buy everything you've ever dreamed of. You can do some of that, but make sure you don't go overboard. Keep in mind that the things you buy now could be holding you back in a few years. If you buy an expensive car and it breaks down a year later, you'll be paying for that car for a long time. Instead, buy quality, reliable things that won't break as easily. Keep your long-term goals in mind. If you've been saving up for a house, don't go out and buy a brand new car. Instead, buy something reliable and affordable. Organize your home and digital life, too. If you've been living in disarray, it's easy to want to go out and buy new furniture and decorations. But keeping your home tidy and organized doesn't have to involve buying new things. Instead of buying new decorations, look around your home and see what you can organize better. Make use of your space as much as possible so that you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of new things. Make an appointment with a financial advisor before you invest. If you've been working an entry-level job and living on a budget for the last few years, you may have some money to invest. Before you jump into investing, make sure you talk to a financial advisor to make sure you're not making any big mistakes. Make sure you're not investing in anything illegal or risky. Be careful with your money and don't jump in headfirst. Take a little time to make sure you're doing things correctly and don't get yourself in trouble. Get comfortable traveling alone by taking short trips first. If you've always wanted to travel, now is the perfect time to start. Before you take a big trip and spend a lot of your money, start traveling alone and get comfortable doing so. Before you spend thousands of dollars on a big trip, take a few trips around the country or even just to places nearby. This will help you get comfortable with traveling alone and seeing new places without having all the stress of taking a long trip. Think about how this purchase will help you later on. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that you need to spend a bunch of money immediately to upgrade your life, but think about how this purchase will help you later on. If you want to travel, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, think about how you can do it for less. There are tons of ways to travel for cheap, and it's important not to let your desire for expensive travel trip you up and make you blow all your money. Don't forget to breathe and enjoy life. This is a great time to upgrade your life and see the world. But it's important to take your time doing it and enjoy the process. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that you have to spend a bunch of money right now to upgrade your life. Keep in mind that you don't have to spend a lot of money to upgrade your life. You can upgrade your life without spending a fortune. Your top choice for the next group of millionaires, entrepreneurs, and business people is KennyGold Luxury. Please, if you gained value from this video, do help me grow my channel by clicking the like button, subscribing, and commenting.